All right, I think all three cameras are going. YouTube is crooked. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello. I don't know if this is working. I'm gonna wait till I see some people. Okay, I see someone on Instagram. Looks like Instagram's up and running. Jesse, good morning. Okay, say hello. All right, Facebook. Okay, oh, hi, Mom. Hi, Abby. Thank you for joining on Facebook, YouTube. You guys let me know if you're there. All right, since it looks like, oh, Catherine, Deborah in his house, Instagram, more people, Caesar, good morning. YouTube, y'all gotta holler. Okay, guys, everyone's here, so let's get started officially. Good morning, friends! This is your first time watching. My name is Kelsey Humphreys. I do have 3 cameras going, so I'm looking at all of you intermittently. And this is the Kelsey Show live. My set is falling apart. These will probably fall down while we're chatting because I'm moving again. So, hi Dawn on YouTube. Okay, so it looks like everyone can hear me. Look, as you guys are hopping on, tell me something good. Y'all tell me something good. Give me some good news. Say hi, I'm Beth from Arkansas, and my kid is potty trained as of this weekend, or something like that. I need some good news. Hi, Mom. Hi, El Perro Reggae. Doesn't that mean the dog? The reggae dog? Reggae dog? I don't know if that's right. Actor Michael, good morning. Katanya, hi Katanya. Someone's daughter's watching. Y'all, I've been told from multiple moms that their toddlers can watch the entirety of my video because I'm so animated. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Probably because I make facial expressions like that. Okay, so if you don't know who I am, good morning is what we say around here because it's a reminder that at any time, even if you watch listen to my podcast or watch my show, we can stop and swap, right? We can stop negative chatter, bad mood, loss of mojo, and reset ourselves and just say good morning and keep going, hence the hat. I also wrote an original song that came out on New Year's Day called Good Morning. You guys can stream that anywhere. You can buy it on iTunes. Deborah, the weather in Claremore was great this weekend. That's what I need. I need some good news. Anthony, top fan. Lachelle, top fan. Y'all on Instagram, tell me something good this morning. Y'all, as you're hopping in and telling me where you're from, I would love to hear just something positive. Lachelle's waving. I love that. Did everybody enjoy the giant nap, the collective nap we all took last night? I mean, that was not a Super Bowl. I want my time back. I want those 4 hours of my life back. Am I right? Were you guys watching? And I also want to add that I feel that the advertisers specifically, hi Katessa, hi June. June says it's finally warm in New England. Thank goodness. I feel that the advertisers, hi Kansas, hi Shell Gower, the advertisers of the Super Bowl, you guys, specifically failed women everywhere. Now, I know some of y'all women are going to be like, I love football. That's great, but that's like 2% of you, okay? The rest of us, we showed up for the snacks and the commercials were nothing. Like, I didn't cry. There were no I didn't weep. Every Super Bowl, there's weeping. There was no weeping. Where were my heartfelt ads? Where was the weeping? Or where was the crying because I was laughing so hard at like a Doritos commercial? Where were those ads, y'all? Are you guys, am I right or am I right? Man, that was like the most giant Super Bowl fail of all time. Of all time. Ooh, South Africa, Gehandit. My parents are South African and I still have family there and I've been there many times. Snack time for this guy. Exactly. I'm right. Caesar says I'm right. Thank you. I know. Shell says, amen, preach. Like, I know there are some women who care about football. I actually do care about college football. I'm a Sooner alumnus. If the Sooners are playing, I care. But if they're not playing, I'm there for the commercials, okay? Come on. Come on. All right, so a couple things I wanted to tell you guys is that, y'all, the Valentine's video that I'm working on this week, it comes out Thursday. Mark your calendars because it's hysterical. Sooner. Don says boomer. I say sooner. Gotta do it. Okay, so Thursday, you guys, my Valentine's video is going to be so hilarious. It's going to make up for how terrible the Super Bowl commercials were this year. Is my Valentine's Day video for this year. So make sure you're signed up to get my emails. If you're on Facebook, I actually put it in the description of the video today that you can sign up and get my emails. Also did that on YouTube. The description and my emails are the sign up. If you're on Instagram, go to the link in my profile after this and you just scroll up to the pink box on my website, okay? Because Valentine's Day, I'm really bringing it this year with my comedy sketch for Valentine's Day. So wanted to talk to you guys about that. What else do I have? I think that's it. So before we get into, if you haven't watched me before, I get on live on Monday and we just get motivated. Okay, we just get our mojo back, we get our groove on, we talk about what's going on with our goals, things that we want to achieve this year. I'm a motivational comedian, and a singer-songwriter, but all the music and art and comedy and everything I put out is to get us laughing and keep us moving towards our goals. So that's what we do on these live streams, and I start my Monday morning live streams with a positive story. You'll remember the first week that we did live streams, I talked about the guy who dug the ditch. Hi, Chris. I talked about the guy who dug a ditch or dug a road by himself in India. I remember that. And then people heard about it and funded the road and finished it for him. 2 years of work. And then last week I talked about a guy who was a garbage man who just had a good attitude and ended up winning awards and a book deal. And this week I want to talk to you guys about this kid who had a rough upbringing. His mom died. It was just him and his dad. Things were tight. They didn't have very much money. And so he focused all his energy on sports. And he worked really hard to become, he really wanted to be a professional, I think it was wrestler. I want to say wrestler or boxer that he was working so hard. And then, and he was like not paying attention to anything else but sports. And then, hey, on Instagram, we're hopping now. Let me wave to all these people. Did you guys hear about this story? So then this kid gets injured. Okay, so he gets injured and he can't do it. Like he had his like a 0.2 grade point average or something just really bad because all he cared about was sports. So then, guys, he ends up working a factory job because his grades were so bad. You know, that was all he could get. And he said he was surrounded by ex-felons. All of his coworkers were ex-felons. And all of those guys were like, dude, no matter what, you've got to get yourself to college. Don't give up on yourself. You can do it. You got to get to college. You got to get to college. So then the owner of this factory worker place or whatever it was, hear about this, and the owner gets him connected to someone at a local, either a university or community college. I want to say university, but then they got him hooked up to actually get into school, to get into university because they heard about his story and that he had his injury and all that. And you guys, he went on to get a 3.8 GPA and he's going to law school. And I just thought that that was so cool because think about how much he had to change his habits, his routines, the way he approached education, the way he approached his daily schedule. Like all he had cared about was sports, right? Which might be a side lesson about putting all of our eggs in one basket. Okay? Might just be a lesson there for us. But he was totally focused on sports and he has this injury and he's crushed and he's given up. And then guess who it is that gets him back on track? A bunch of people that society had mostly written off, a bunch of ex-cons. Isn't that inspiring? And another sub-lesson, y'all know I like to teach. Let me get my teacher glasses on, okay? Another lesson there is that he could have not listened to those guys. Good morning, guys. I see people coming on hi, Stephanie on Facebook, Paula on Instagram. I can't see people joining on YouTube, but the other thing is that he could have chose to not listen to those guys. He could have not taken them seriously and not put value in their encouragement and just not paid attention to what they were saying. But instead, he took what they were saying to heart and actually, you know, took this opportunity to get into school, even though it was a gift. He didn't earn his way into school. Hi, Wesley. And then he gets a 3.8. You guys, this kid who had a failing GPA in high school, had no other plans, he goes on to get a 3.8, and now he is going to law school. Imagine how hard he had to work those last few years, which also is a lesson in that if you're given a gift, an amazing opportunity, hi Deborah in Houston, if you're given an amazing opportunity, you best step up, right? That kid was like, this is it. You know, I have got to step up. There's a verse that I like that talks about that, which is to rise to the level of your calling. You got to rise up to whatever you're called to do, to whatever opportunities you've been given. Y'all, probably all of you right now are watching on a smartphone in a place that has heat. You probably didn't have to worry about where your breakfast came from. Okay, we're blessed and we're privileged, and we have to rise to that calling. We have to rise to that amount of blessing. To whom much is given, much is required. Woo! Didn't know I was going to preach this morning, but the coffee's kicking in, okay? Okay? All right, so today, first of all, hi, Andy. Hi, Alicia. Everybody hopping on Instagram. If this is your first time watching, I do motivational live streams on Monday morning. Stephanie says hello. Jennifer says great story. I always start these pep talks with an inspirational story because I don't know about you guys, but my news feed is filled with junk, crap, sad, depressing, I want to die, right? So let's talk about positive things. All right, so this week, did any of you guys see the video I posted on Friday about how to shake off the long, cold, hard year that was January? Was that not the longest month of all time? January is always so long and so cold and so dreary. And so I posted this funny video on Friday. If you haven't seen it, go watch it after this because you will laugh. And it was a real story of what was going on in my life, which was that I had this song, hi Suzanne, I had this song on repeat in my car that I was literally just like dancing my face off in the car to get myself up and out of the January slumpy McSlumpersons. Anthony says, step up to a yes may require saying many no's. That's good, Anthony. That's good. That's true. So what I wanted to just talk about with you guys today is, I wanted you to tell me how you did on your January goals. Because if you've been watching my live streams, one of the things that I talked about that has really been life-changing for me is to track. Like actually tracking everything that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis. Thanks to my bullet journal, which I'm obsessed with and I spend way too much time doing, and now Michaels gets all my money for the stencils and the stickers and the erasable pens. But thanks to that, I've been really tracking things, and I also want to be honest, okay? Y'all, everybody lean in. I know I've been I'm going to pause here for drama. Okay, lean in. I did not achieve all my goals for January, and most successful people don't. You know why? Because we're setting aggressive goals. So if you're watching this today and you're like, man, I had 10 goals for January and I only reached 5 of them. Well, first of all, hello, that's 5 goals, okay? You go. Second of all, if you're tracking it, that means you're paying attention. It means you're being intentional. It means you're gonna make adjustments. Hi, Lucas. It means that you're gonna do better next month because you tracked how you did in January. Guys, if you're just joining, I have 3 cameras going. A lot of people coming in on Instagram this morning, but I'm looking at all the cameras. So I wanted to tell you, don't be super hard on yourself if you didn't achieve everything you wanted to achieve for January. All of these massively successful people that I've had on my show, I've sat and interviewed them in person, they're not talking about all of the goals they didn't achieve most of the time. Right? They're talking about what they did achieve. They're talking about strategies that worked for them. They're talking about advice that they have for you, which is great. That's why we follow a lot of these people. That's why we're their fans. That's why we buy their books. Awesome. Chef Gil is rocking his January. He rocked his January. That's great. I'm glad you tracked that, Gil. But the thing about it is, guys, a lot of these people did not achieve all their January goals. And I didn't, personally, I didn't achieve all my January goals, but I set a lot of aggressive goals. So keep pushing yourself, even if you didn't achieve them all. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is that we have to, well, first let's talk about that. I want you guys to check in with me. If you're watching and you're not commenting, why you watching? Don't come here. Don't come at me, be a lurker, okay? Let me know how you did on your January goals. Did you set any January goals? Did you set a couple? How did you do? Or maybe tell me if you haven't taken the time to track yet. Maybe you're like, well, you know what? Honestly, I'm going to get off this live stream and I'm going to go check. June says, I tracked my goals and shortened how many I had. I only focused on 3, and although I was happy with how I did, I only accomplished 2 out of the 3. Still, if you had 6, you probably would have not gotten to that too, right? Suzanne says we don't want to interrupt you. Well, that's sweet. That's nice. But please interrupt me. I would like to know how you all did on your January. I don't have my journal with me, but I can tell you some of the things that I did really well. I applied almost every single day. Yeah, I call out the lurkers. Okay, I'm not playing around. I want to get you motivated, which means you have to actually talk to me. We have to have a conversation here. One of the things that I did well for January was applying. I applied a ton for a million different things. Specifically in the last 21 days, or the last 21 days of January, I applied for 33 different roles. And then I got 3 auditions from that, and I got 1 role. And the way that helps me to actually track, G says, my goal was to not make resolutions, and it worked out well. Respect. Maybe you need to take it slow this year. I get that. My February goal is to have a way more productive month than January. Suzanne, we're going to talk about that. Facebook, I know it's delayed. Oh, here we go. Okay, Jen says, my January goals got hijacked a little bit. I was distracted, but I still accomplished a ton. See, there you go, Jen. Deborah says, I met a couple of my goals, which is better than I have in a few months of tracking. Awesome. Kimberly says, I sucked in January. Kimberly, I feel you, girl. We all have those months. There are some areas that I did suck. And she says, I'm glad it's gone. Yeah, I was not sad to see January go. Lachelle, I had 3 goals, but I achieved 1 of them. That's a 33.333333333% success rate. It's pretty good. I focused on nurturing a new love relationship. Oh, hey, we got some love in the house for Catherine. Business is moving along, but it's my focus for February. You know, you get a pass. New love. Don't forget to, you guys don't forget seriously to be here for my Valentine's Day video on Thursday. It's going to be so hysterical. But you do get a pass because new love is all consuming, and we get it, Catherine. We totally get it. So here's the thing, guys, is that what I was trying to say in my Friday video, oh, Dawn, can you say that again? YouTube goes away, and I don't know how to turn the comments on so I can see them. If somebody watching on YouTube knows how to do that. But Dawn, copy and paste that again so I can see it. Craft show Saturday, making my list, crossing off all the things. Way to go. I'm excited for your craft show. You're going to crush it. Let's see what else people are saying. I nailed it. We completed the studio in 4 weeks. My own space for the business. Ooh, I'm jealous. I'm currently set up in what would be a dining nook in our 950 square foot house. But we're moving. I focused on transitioning into a new role. That is also very consuming, so good job getting that done. Give yourself a break on other things in your life. Oh, there goes my coffee pot. January goals turned into survival mode, preparing for an unexpected move. Well, I'm exactly right there with you, Anthony. February will include fewer business goals to make room for the move. That's exactly what I'm doing, basically. And because March is a blur, we're going to be gone, and there's so much going on. So, my lips to God's ears. Yes, that is a prayer. Lord, bless the craft show. So what I was trying to say in my Friday video, you guys, is that we have to make the conscious choice to put off all of that negative stuff and move forward in February. And what I was thinking about is kind of like, I want all of my peeps, that's you watching, even if you just hopped on for 5 seconds, you're now a friend. You're an official friend. And I want all my friends to be like happy zombies. And what I mean by that is that you are secure in your I'm going to crush February-ness, okay? So when terrible weather happens, or your coworker tries to poop all over your day, or you know, you have a lot of children and they just try to ruin everything. Sometimes. They're a blessing, but come on. They ruin things. Okay? Whatever is coming at you, I kind of want us to just be like, oh, look at that, and watch it as it passes us by. I'm not letting that affect my February. We're just kind of like, oh, isn't that nice? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that interesting? Or if your coworker is just be like, okay, well, hooey for you. And focus on being so secure in what we want to get done in January. And guys, here's the thing, it's a choice. So the reason I say like a happy zombie is because we are choosing to be in our zombiness of, I am not going to let all those external things disrupt me. I'm not going to let all those external things rob my joy, crush my motivation. Now, there are exceptions. A death in the family, a huge, like a car accident, you have to fix your car and you have this financial burden. If a child gets sick, you know, like obviously there's stuff, guys, that is worth stopping everything and refocusing your time or losing all momentum or just being distraught, right? Because life is hard. But what I want to encourage you is if a lot of the stuff, guys, that we let totally derail us, we're choosing to let that happen. For example, guys, there was a week in January, it rained 5 days straight, and I was just like wallowing in it, which is stupid because I live in Southern California and we get rain a few weeks in January and a few weeks in February, and that's it. I cannot afford to be whiny about that, right? I get no whining rights for that. But I did. I just really got like really sluggish and just like wanted to nap, you know? And that's me choosing that. And a lot of times I remember when I worked in a corporate environment, I really it is good. She's right. She says rain is good for California. We need it. But I remember just letting my coworkers totally affect me, totally derail my momentum for the day. And now, guys, as someone who puts my entire life on the internet, I can really get disrupted by negative comments or like a hateful email or just those kinds of things where I'm choosing to let that disrupt. So instead, I would like for us to go, it looks like one side of my hair is much longer than the other. Squirrel. Instead, I want us to choose to be zombies in terms of I am not letting anything in. I'm not letting anything into my happy, productive bubble. Okay, that's what I want for us for February, because too often we choose to let stuff like the polar vortex crush our spirit, our momentum. And I don't want you also to let, if you didn't achieve a lot in January, to let that crush your February. That's in the past. We got to let that go. January was 5 steps forward. Aleek writes, Aleek, is that your name? And 10 steps back, getting anxious about all the new progress, you know? Ooh, that's good. Yes, I totally understand. Getting anxious about actually having success. That's another thing that I feel like successful people don't talk about enough. The fear of success is a real thing. And guess what? If you are being successful and you're reaching your goals and you're starting to crush it, you know what that means? Your life is changing. Your life will change as you become successful. And you know what? Most of us are hella scared of change. Most of us do not want change. We don't handle change well. We're not embracing it. And so, yeah, fear of success is a real thing. Fear of, man, if I do this and I do it well, you know, what's going to happen? Kimberly says, you're so right. It's a choice. And the other thing, Kimberly, which is why I made hats that say good morning, I made shirts that say good morning, and I wrote a song that said good morning, which is that it's a daily choice. Every day, we have to get up and choose. And sometimes at 2 p.m. on a Thursday, we have to get up, shake it off, and choose that I am still going to move forward on this. Gil says, thank you for inspiring us with your interviews. Weekly group, awesome, accountability group. I love that. Chef Gil says he started a weekly accountability group. That's awesome. Jenna says, January sucked for goal setting. I get that. I sometimes find it hard to set clear goals, not gonna lie. Going to try to refocus and set a few goals for this month. Jenna, I have some good advice for this. You can go back and watch the end of the year and my end of 2018 live streams. We talked about setting goals for 2019, but as a summary, I encourage people to go through the 10 areas of life. You can Google that, 10 areas of life, and it'll tell you the different categories. And then look at which areas, you know, you are struggling and set goals for those areas. So, you know, hi, Carolyn. I'm so glad you caught me live as well. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, change is hard. Change is so hard. So if you're struggling on what types of goals, I would say look at the areas of your life, choose the areas that need work, or you could set one goal for every area of your life, not 5. Just one. June says, those were helpful. I watched them a few times as I set my goals. That's why I do what I do. Yes, my name is Amanda. Amanda, what does Aleek Rights mean? Y'all get crazy with your names, and then on a live stream, I feel like a fool speaking a different language, saying all these usernames, handles. Oh, Jenna's replying to Kimberly. You got this. I love that, guys. I love the community we've got going here on these weekly live streams. So just remember, this is a choice we have to keep making. It's a choice we have to keep making. We're making it now for February. We're shaking off January, and we're making the choice to stay focused. I love your message. I can start my day over anytime. Exactly. You can buy a hat. I'm just saying. You can buy this pink hat. Or I also have trucker hats if you don't want to be seen from space with this bright of a hat. I have these. You can get them on my website. To remind you, you gotta stop and reset. I reset multiple times throughout the day. And go listen to the song too. It's the same thing, is that we can choose at any point to stop, reset, and get back to being awesome, right? Okay, guys, it's about 9, which is usually when we wrap up. So if anybody has any other questions about goal setting or want to talk about what you want to focus on for February, now is the time to hit me up because we need to get off and go crush it. There's a hair in my view. Everybody comments on my hair that they love curly hair. I spend most of my life just like doing this. Like, where is that hair? I can see it, but I can't feel it. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. Thank you for getting on the live stream. Y'all share this with your friends. If you're on Instagram, it'll be up live. YouTube, comment, share this, send this with someone, email someone. Facebook, you can tag your friends. The Facebook specifically is, oh, Kimberly says time management. Kimberly, let me tell you what has changed time management for me. If you guys study successful people, hi Curtain Call 87. Are you in the theater? Curtain Call 87. Are you a thespian? Guys, woo, too much coffee. Kimberly says she has has trouble with time management, and a lot of successful people, you guys, have this super detailed calendar that they use, like Google Calendar, and they have it all categorized and color coded, and it's just great. I don't know that I'm ever gonna get to that. It seems a little excessive. It also gives me anxiety to look at my day and see it completely covered in bright colors. I feel like, how am I gonna get to all of that? So instead, what I have used to help me with my time is the habit tracking that I've talked about before. I have a list of what I want to achieve every single day. For example, I have applications is a daily checklist. Yes, mind mapping can help. A daily checklist of things that I want to get done that are my priorities. And so I know that at the end of the day, I'm going to assess and check off those things. So if I don't make time for them, I'm going to be annoyed with myself at the end of the day. So it's kind of like a daily list, which means you have to really prioritize what goes on that list because you're going to be doing it every day. But this is great. Like, for example, if your business or your side hustle, you spend a lot of time like cold calling or sending direct messages or, reaching out to people, that would be a daily checklist item that you want to spend 10 minutes every day doing that to move your business forward. Maybe you need to spend 20 minutes writing every day in order to have enough for your blog or your book or your social media to grow your business. Then that would be a daily checklist. And that's what's helped me. Again, tracking it, seeing every day, having to make adjustments because you know what? I didn't get to that 20 days out of 30 days. Clearly, I need to adjust something. Interview talk show. Okay, cool. Musicians and actors. Awesome. That's what I do as well. I've interviewed a lot of celebrities. Love your show. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Okay, guys, usually there's a bunch of, Carolyn says, how can I be more consistent? Hi, Becca. I almost said Rebecca, but I know you, and I know you go by Becca. It's good to see you. Carolyn, how can I be more consistent? Well, what I just talked about was really what's helped me. I leave my journal sitting open all day long on my desk, and I check things off as I go. And the way that a habit tracker is that you have your 31 days listed vertically. It's like a little chart. And you have your habits that you want to get done every single day listed horizontally, and you check them off, make a graph. And for me, I've been able to really it really helps me to be able to go check every single day. And I have that on my desk. I'm looking at it multiple times a day, every single day. This goes back to actually being, tracking what you're doing, actually holding yourself accountable, actually being intentional, is for me to have that and look at it multiple times a day. Like if there are days where I look and I'm like, man, the last 5 days in a row, I did not drink my water. Like, come on, you know, and seeing that gets me irritated with myself and reminds me to get up and go get my water jug, my giant gallon of water thing that I drink every day. Kelsey, how do you stay positive? Well, I encourage you to go look at Friday's video because I show exactly how I stay positive in one tactic. And also, you guys, if you're new to me and you haven't been around a lot of time, I am a little over or about 4.5 years sober, and I wasted a lot of my life just wallowing in self-pity and negativity and just drinking my problems away. And that left me with a lot of regret, and I just have a lot of regret about that, and that is a big motivator for me to not do that again. You know, I didn't waste those years. I was still productive, I was doing things, but I did waste them in terms of how much potential, like my early 20s, like the time when you have so much energy and you could almost eat whatever you want because your metabolism isn't jacked yet and you don't have children and you have all this time, you don't even realize it. Like that was the time and I was just drinking it away. Moron, right? And so now I'm like, look, I'm not doing that again. So that's part of me staying positive, is that like I know what it is to wallow and just be saturated, marinating in negativity and a shame cycle and just continuing to be negative. And that is a huge motivator for me. And I hope for other people that it doesn't take, I didn't like hit some rock bottom. You know, some people talk about like hitting a low point or whatever, and I didn't. And I hope that you don't if you're watching this and you struggle with being positive and shaking things off and restarting yourself. I really hope you don't get to a low point. But for me, having that regret is a huge motivator to not go through that again. You're making up for it now. Love your positivity. Thank you, Suzanne. There is a verse in the Bible that God restores time. And I had never heard that verse until a couple years ago, right after I got sober. And it really means something to me because I feel like, Lord, I need to really, I need to rise to the level of my calling, like we talked about at the beginning of this live stream, and get going. I gotta get moving. I got things to do. We moved our family to LA. Like, we're not messing around, right? So that is a huge part of positivity for me, which another little sub lesson there is like, if you're not really risking anything for your goals and your dreams, if there's no skin in the game, right? Like sometimes it's easy to just coast because you haven't really committed. You haven't really gone all in. When we moved 1,300 miles away from all of our family and friends with our child, we're not 22 eating ramen with 5 roommates. Like this is different. That really is like, we're committed now. This is for real. We're committed to this vision. Okay, any more? What's your opinion on cold messaging? Hold on, my goal is to clear my calendar more so I can think. That is great. A lot of us are overscheduled. Any good planners that you like? Purposeful Planner is a great planner. And then I personally use a bullet journal as my planner. Yes, I do have cool interviews coming up. I have an interview with Kelsey Knight. She's on Entertainment Tonight. She started out as a dancer and ended up working her way up. Now she has a book deal and a podcast and a whole business. So she's really interesting, and that's coming up this month. And then, sorry, now all these comments are coming in because we're wrapping up. Would love to hear your story about getting clean. I can maybe look for a link, but it is an interesting story. Grace, hi Grace, joining late, looking forward to the replay. God will restore what the locusts have eaten. Amen. Okay. What is that verse? I will look it up. I'm going to make a note here. I don't have a pen. It's a rookie mistake. Okay, well, I'll go back and look at this. So I need to get the verse for you. You've been coasting. Y'all, Catherine says she's been coasting. We are a no-coast community. Catherine, what the heck? We are a no-coast community, okay? We're intentional. Now, that doesn't mean we're always hustling our face off. I personally am trying to learn the balance of resting and actually being present with my child and actually being a happy person while also hustling really hard. But we ain't coasting, girl. We ain't coasting. Okay, I think I caught up with everyone. So I'm going to go get that verse for you. I will see if I have a link to, I think I wrote a blog post with my story. I know I've talked about it many times, but I maybe didn't go into detail. Okay, I think that's it, guys. So I'm going to wrap up now. If you're watching the replay, I come back and chat with everyone. So go ahead and leave me comments, ask me questions, talk about what you want to get accomplished. We'll be back next week. You guys, I can't overstate this. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they all are changing. You got to get on my email list, okay? I'm not playing around. You got to get on my email list because I don't know if these live streams are going to keep happening, when, how, you know, social media changes every 5 seconds. So, all right. I love you guys. I love doing this with you. Share this with your friends, and I'll be back next Monday. 8:30 Pacific is the earliest I can do it. Sorry, East Coasters. But hopefully this is early enough to still get you pumped for your week. And now you all get to awkwardly watch me, or watch me awkwardly turning off all my cameras. Love y'all. Talk to you later. If you're on the replay, give me a comment. I'll come back and chat. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Facebook. How do I end this? There it is. Bye, Instagram. And YouTube. Love y'all.